She thought she had won her betrayal, her escape plan, her lies. But I had been playing a longer, deadlier game when the truth unraveled. She lost everything: her home, her money, her reputation. And as she stood in the cold, abandoned and broken, I whispered the final word. Checkmate. The glow of the dim chandelier bathed our dining room in a golden hue, casting long soft shadows across the mahogany table. A half-empty bottle of Cabernet sat between us, the deep red swirling in her glass. As she mindlessly stirred it, I watched her from across the table. My wife of 7 years, Alina. Perfect on the surface, enigmatic beneath. Our house was sleek, modern, filled with the kind of carefully curated furniture that made it feel more like a showroom than a home. But it was her dream, and I had given it to her, the same way I had given her everything. Lately, though, something had changed. The warmth in her voice had cooled. Her once eager kisses had turned into absent-minded pecks. The night she spent working late had doubled. And now, as she took a deliberate sip of wine, her gaze, distant eye, an undeniable shift in the air. "Are you okay?" I asked, my voice steady but laced with quiet suspicion. She blinked, as if startled that I had noticed. "Of course," she said, with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Why wouldn't I be?" I didn't press further. Not yet. The signs became impossible to ignore. Her phone, once left carelessly on the kitchen counter, was now always face down, clutched in her hand or hidden in her purse. The scent of unfamiliar cologne lingered on her clothes. And the worst part, the way she had started looking at me, not with love, but with quiet contempt, like I was an inconvenience she was waiting to shake off. Then one night I found it. A message illuminated on her screen while she was in the shower. "I can't wait until we're finally free. 2 more months." The blood drained from my face. My hand shook, but I forced myself to read further. Text after text, intimate, explicit, dripping with deception. She wasn't just cheating. She was planning her escape. And I was the last fool to know. I didn't confront her right away. No, I needed to know more. Needed proof. I hired a private investigator. In just a week, he delivered more than enough. A thick envelope filled with photos. Alina, locked in an embrace with a man I didn't recognize, a man who, from the messages I gathered, had been in her life for months, maybe longer. Then came the final blow. A doctor's visit she had scheduled in secret. Pregnancy confirmation. That night, I set the stage. A candlelit dinner, her favorite meal, a glass of her usual Merlot. Except this time, I noticed how she pushed it away. "Not drinking tonight?" I asked, fainting innocence. She hesitated. Then with a slow inhale, she looked at me, really looked at me for the first time in weeks. "I need to tell you something," she said. I leaned forward, expression carefully unreadable. "Go on." She exhaled, eyes flickering with something unreadable. Guilt maybe, or anticipation. Then the words came. "I'm pregnant. But it's not yours." A sharp silence filled the room, stretching between us like an abyss. She waited, expecting devastation. Tears. Rage. Instead, I smiled. A slow, knowing, dangerous smile. "Alina," I said, my voice chillingly calm. I already knew her breath hitched. What I stood reaching into the pocket of my blazer, pulling out the envelope. I tossed it onto the table, the damning photos spilling out before her white eyes. "Did you think I was blind? That I wouldn't notice?" My voice darkened. "That I wouldn't prepare for this moment?" She scrambled to gather the photos, her hands shaking. I can explain." "No," I cut her off, my voice a razor's edge. "You can listen." She froze, because now it was my turn. I leaned in, lowering my voice, making her hang on to every syllable. "You thought you were playing me," I murmured, "but I've been playing you for years." Her breath shuddered. "What are you talking about?" I let the moment stretch before delivering the final blow. "Alina," I said, voice laced with amusement, "the money in our accounts, the house, your car, the business investments under our name." I chuckled darkly. "They were never really yours. You signed everything into a trust." "My trust?" She paled. "That's not possible." But it is." "And guess what?" I leaned back, savoring the moment. "I filed for divorce yesterday." "You'll leave this marriage with nothing." Her lips parted, panic surging in her eyes. "You can't do that." "I already did." The final piece. I had proof of her affair, sent directly to her employer, an ironclad morals clause that would ensure she lost her cushy executive job. And the best part? Her lover had no idea. A knock at the door. Perfect timing. I strolled over and pulled it open, revealing him the man she had thrown our marriage away for. He looked smug until he saw her tear-streaked face. I handed him a manila folder. "You might want to take a look at this." She wasn't just playing me, buddy. You were her safety net. But she was already scouting for a better one. His face contorted with shock as he flipped through the contents. Messages between Alina and another man. Her real exit plan. "Alina." His voice was sharp with betrayal. She turned to me, eyes pleading. "Please." I stepped closer, dropping my voice so only she could hear. "Checkmate." She left that night, not by choice. The house was mine. The accounts were frozen. Her reputation was in tatters. And her so-called lover? He stormed off, leaving her in the cold. The last thing I saw, as I shut the door, in her face was the realization finally sinking. And she had played her hand too soon. And I had beaten her at her own game. As I poured myself a drink, a slow smirk tugged at my lips. Some betrayals don't break us. They forge us into something unstoppable. The end. Did she get what she deserved? What would you have done? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories of betrayal, revenge and justice served ice cold.